1 second, y'all. We good? Okay, we good. What is good? What is up? It's Jordan, or Texans thoughts, and oh baby, let's go. Texans football is back. And dare I say it's better than ever. Okay, not that far. But we got the dub, y'all. We got the dub. Blew out the Jaguars, man. Oh my god. I feel bad for anyone who couldn't catch this game because it was such a fun game to watch, man. Such a fun game to watch. The most fun Texans football in a damn year. And I was not expecting to say that, man. I was not expecting for them to come out and look pretty damn dominant. And yes, people are going to say it's the Jaguars. For sure. Probably the worst team in the NFL. Alright, so no one's going to sit here and say we're going to the Super Bowl. No one's going to say I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs after this one game. It's one game at the end of the day. But let's damn enjoy this win because nobody thought we were going to even win a damn game. Alright, all the experts on TV, except for one, picked the Jaguars to win this game. They disrespected us over the Jaguars? That's just silly, man. That's just silly. Woo! Texans get the dub. What was the final score? I don't even know. 37-21. That honestly doesn't even speak it justice. I feel like the last two touchdowns that the Jaguars got, I mean, it was just kind of like the game was over at that point, you know? So, in my eyes, that's like a damn near 30-point win. That's what the game felt like. And talking about, how we got the dub from the first impressions, of course, I can't wait to break it down with the film. Hopefully they release the all 22 this week. But first initial thoughts, it was won in the trenches, in my opinion. David Ozuna says it perfectly. The O-line looked good. They look good. It was impressive for them to look as good as they did with Tunsil missing preseason. With Cannon coming in and out, he got injured. They played Jerron Christian at right tackle while he's mainly been a left tackle throughout preseason. So guys were switching sides. Guys were coming in and out of the game. But they set the identity for this team in the trenches. They set the tone, the physicality. In the run game, Mark Ingram looked like he's got some juice, making some good cuts, following his blockers, just getting downhill and always falling forward, always breaking tackles. I tweeted about it, but he just reminds me so much of when Carlos Hyde came here in 2019, I believe, his first season with us, and he had a comeback year, 1,000-yard season, because his skill set, power runner, fit with what we want to do. Power run game, inside zone run game. And same thing with Mark Ingram. And I think if they're going to give him 25 damn carries, oh my God, he's definitely hitting 1,000 yards. Definitely just by volume alone, man. And this is a Jaguars team that they ranked 31st in run defense last year. But you talk to all the Jag experts, you watch my video with Laurie Fitzpatrick, Jags expert, and even I thought that the Jags D-line made improvements. And that they got some guys, especially run defenders at their defensive tackle positions. So this was a pretty solid competition to test ourselves in terms of the run game purely. Jags D-line, I thought, was going to put up a better fight. But we imposed our will on them and looked damn good. Jerome T. Green, always staying loyal with his $7. Thank you, my guy. Appreciate the support. He says Brandon Cooks, the best wide receiver in Houston since Andre Johnson. Ooh, he said D-Hop who? He said D-Hop who? Let's go. Let's fucking go, y'all. Alright, so it started with the run game in the trenches. Absolutely believe that, David. Yup, Titus was mauling dudes. Ziad, you went to the game, man? That must have been such a fun atmosphere to be in, man. Oof. Can't believe that. But yeah, the O-line, putting Tunsil and Titus on the same side, I've harped on it so much. I have not liked the move, but they look good today. Working double teams together. That left side was locked down. So shout out to those two. Shout out to Britt, bringing the nasty. I thought Sharping was solid, and I thought between Christian and between Cannon, they were solid at right tackle. Not perfect, but solid. And it was definitely that run game, man, that really sparked everything. That's the formula for this team, man. Everything, it lives and dies by the run game. run game got going, and so Tyrod was put into easier situations to succeed. They were doing play action. They were being more creative with motion. They were using picks. So many picks. They were using their tight ends, Big Boy, Farrell Brown, Jordan Akins. They were running into linebackers so that running backs and wide receivers could get free on the sideline. It was very much improved play calling out of Tim Kelly from what I saw in preseason. I just went on a rant versus Tim Kelly in the last stream saying that, hey, he better open up this playbook come regular season. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Willie Boy P, for the $5. Appreciate you, my guy. He says, I love to see Cully succeed. He's a true lover and believer of the game. He really is, man. He's super passionate out there on the field. And it's looking like he's putting together the better coach team. But what I wanted to say about Tim Kelly is that I thought he did a much better job of scheming up easy yardage with those picked plays. Having a tight end run into a linebacker and block him from covering a running back or wide receiver. And the Jags, they were not nearly as well prepared, nearly as well coached as the Texans were. Evidenced by them not being able to communicate on pick plays like that. Evidenced by their countless holding calls, countless drops. They had to burn 2 early timeouts because they were about to have delay of games. They had so many illegal formations. I thought I was watching the damn Bill O'Brien Texans, man. It looked like Brian Hoyer was back there. That wasn't Trevor Lawrence leading the offense. That was Brian Hoyer. And all their pre-snap penalties. And Chris Clark was back out there. And Xavier Suafilo. That's what the damn Jaguars look like today, man. Ugh. It was not great out of them. And we took advantage. On the offensive side of the ball, man, I was not expecting the passing game to look as good as it did. And Tyrod showed really what he has always been able to do throughout his career when he's given that starting role and when he is not getting his lung punctured by the team's doctor. Emmanuel says Tyrod letting it fly. I was surprised by the deep shots. I'll get to that in a second. But he showed that, he can definitely manage an offense. Definitely protect the ball, keep it safe, make the easy play, just execute what the game plan wants. And that's the formula this year, man. That's really all you need out of him. And on top of doing that, on top of playing within the structure of the offense, when pressure comes, he can hit you with a nice little juke. He gonna put that defender in the dirt, all right, and make some more plays with his legs, scrambling, or extending the play and finding Brandon Cooks deep down the field on those deep shots. Man, I don't expect that to happen too much this year. I don't expect Brandon Cooks to moss a taller cornerback like he's damn Andre Johnson, but I will take it for this game, man. Woo, Brandon Cooks wanted to remind the league. He wanted to remind the league how underrated he is, and he did a lot better than I was expecting. Whew. So that was wild. I think he had 120-something yards. Let me look at the box score. Jaguars week 1. Bum, bum, bum. That's not the box score. Who was your guys' offensive player of the game? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Offensive player of the game for the Texans. Yeah, Cooks finished for 5 catches for 132. He had 1 catch for like 40 yards, another catch for 50 yards. Like, that was crazy. Those big plays, that's what he's feasted on all his career. And, the thing about Tyrod is that he's not, really much of a deep ball thrower. But when you're playing the Jaguars, man, the secondary that they have, the safety play that they have, you can take advantage. And if you watch my preview with Lori, you know that was the weak spot. It was the secondary. It was the safeties in particular. And Tyrod knew it. Woo. Sinai, what's up? Tyrod, player of the game for most of the people. Tyrod or Cooks, yeah. Cooks, Taylor. Since when did he have such great pocket presence? Since always, man. Since always, but he's definitely on top of his game right now. That was one of his better games of his career for sure. And people are going to throw out it's the Jaguars excuse, and I think that has some sort of sustenance to it. I do want to see us play a better team, a team that's not the worst team in the NFL. But even playing lower competition, there's still good things that you can take away, especially from Tyrod Taylor today, man. Especially because he had a pretty clean day in the pocket, but whenever pressure got to him, he was making plays. So, played good. Laramie, I think Laramie's an underrated one. 2 live reacts. I think you're absolutely right. He was locked down. Playing Josh Allen, playing K'Lavon Chaisson. I don't believe the Jags had a sack, if I'm remembering things correctly. I have the worst short-term memory ever, so I could very much be wrong. But Caleb Snyder says, do you think we can go undefeated this year? I mean, we're off to a start. Stop the count, man. Stop the count. Stop the season right now, and we gonna go undefeated. I absolutely believe it. Absolutely believe it. Nah, we ain't gonna go undefeated, unfortunately. The Jags excuse isn't a good one because people were saying we were gonna say exactly. People were expecting us to go 0-17. People were expecting and predicting the Jaguars to win. We were 3.5 points underdogs, I believe. So I don't want to hear it, man. We beat a team we weren't supposed to beat. We beat a team we weren't supposed to beat. Sign out with the $5. Thank you, my boy. He says, since this is the only praise they gonna get, Merciless and Hargraves did aight. They did aight. And we'll get to the defensive side of the ball. So anything else I'm missing on offense? Ooh, let's go. Man, shout out to this guy. Nope. Shout out to that guy. Ooh, David Culley. 1 sack early on. Okay, I guess I missed it. Josh Allen, sack Tyrod, Merciless, sack Lawrence. I don't remember Josh Allen's sack. Huh. Was it over the right tackle? It wasn't over the left tackle, right? It wasn't versus Tunsil. It must have been versus Cannon or Christian. I don't remember that. Merciless was on the team, so they got the sack. Hey, MIA Merc. What can I say? What can I say? Very happy we got our first win. Yes, sir. Started off as good as you could really imagine, man. And that's amazing. Our MVPs were Tunsil, Howard, Britt, Sharpen, and Cannon. That whole O-line, man. Woo. The trenches win you football games, man. The trenches make everyone else's job so much easier. So much easier. Danny played great. I thought the wide receivers, did their jobs and looked, and especially Danny, with just joining this team so recently, it was definitely a testament to, his veteran experience and being ready. And also knowing, the kind of the New England style philosophies that Tim Kelly has carried over from Bill O'Brien and from those times. So, yeah, he looked good for sure, and I think Kelly did a good job of scheming him open. Can we talk about the penalties? Okay, we'll talk about the penalties. I think, first of all, Nico Collins got freaking robbed. He should have had a bigger game than he did. I thought he did a decent job versus Shaquille Griffin. Shaquille Griffin's a good corner, and he should have had a highlight nasty touchdown, man, in that end zone. That was bullshit. I think that Shaq Griffin, he was trailing, right? He's from a trailing position. He was behind Nico, and he was trying to grab on. There's some hand fighting, but he lost balance, man. He lost his balance and was falling before the slight push off out of Nico. So I don't know. This game, the refs were really trying to set a tone clearly. And I thought there were some calls that could have gone either way. Like the roughing the passer calls on Malik Collins. The first one, definitely a little bit. Second one, that was kind of bullshit. So I thought on both sides, there were some penalties. But it is what it is. They called it pretty consistent. I would rather them be strict about it the entire game, and so players can adjust to that, rather than being strict in the beginning, in the first half, and then being a little bit more lax in the second half. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the Texans were the more disciplined team. They weren't perfect, but for a new head coach, new defensive coordinator, all the turnover that this roster has seen, the most turnover in the league, we should have seen a lot more penalties on our behalf. We should have seen those, illegal formations that the Jaguars had all damn day. And we were pretty damn good about it. So, Nico got robbed of touchdown. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think Collins took a lot of attention away from the other receivers. Nice to see. Yeah, it was a pretty well-rounded approach, kind of by committee approach in terms of all the weapons. Obviously Cooks had his big day on 132 yards, but 5 catches for him, 4 catches for Pharaoh Brown, 5 catches for Amendola, 2 for Conley. Like, it wasn't like Cooks had 10 catches and he was just constantly being targeted. Like, Tyrod was looking around, scanning around the entire field. So, right man for the job. David Culley, man. Can we talk about how bad of a coach Urban Meyer is? We'll get to the defense in a second, but damn, Urban Meyer. Go back to college, man. What are you doing? There's been reports all throughout camp that he's had some like fights with some players, like he has anger issues, quote unquote, and that some of the players don't respect his coaching style, because it's very different coaching, teenagers, young adults in college than grown men in the NFL, and not every person is just going to automatically respect you as an authority figure. And it seemed like they were not well coached, not well prepared, not disciplined. All right. Jerome with another $7. Oh, this is the guy I need to talk about. He said Brown's one-handed grab is COTY? Catch of the year. Oh my God, catch of the year. He's only first time joining the stream before 1 a.m. here. My bad to my UK. My bad to my European people, my New Zealand people. Shout out to Beige. But yeah, Brown's one-handed grab was the catch of the year. So far, for sure. Appreciate the $7. And I think Brown's impact, man, he's been vocal on Twitter about, how happy he is to win that starting role, that tight end 1 job. And we're seeing it this year. He was the guy I picked as my offensive player of the year to break out. I picked him on offense, and who did I pick on defense? Was it Charles? I don't remember exactly, but I remember picking Pharaoh Brown on the collab I did with Everything Texans. And we saw it today. We know that they're going to lean on him because they trust his blocking, but I always thought that, he was a solid enough athlete, and he's such a big ass dude, massive catch radius, strong hands, that he can have that Darren Fells type of impact for you if you're giving him simple catches out into the flats, if the defense gets drawn in because of play action, stuff like that. And so we haven't even seen his full effect in the red zone that he can possibly have. We threw up the fades to Nico. I would not hate throwing up a fade to Pharaoh Brown's big ass. God damn, he's massive. So I think his arrow's only up from here, and he's one of the guys that Nick is going to contemplate giving an in-season extension to. Maybe it's just 2 years. Maybe it's 3 years, but he's definitely on that short list. That Browns catch was on. He stole all of the Jaguars' catching powers. I don't know what the Jaguars were doing today. I don't know. They had their gloves on backwards or something, but all that catching ability transferred into Brown for that one catch, man. God damn. Fairbairn or Sly. Sly looked good, man. Sly looked good. No need to rush back. Fairbairn. No need to. Brown's first start, and he showed up. Great blocking all day too. That's the biggest reason as to why the Texans' run game has looked better, is the blocking. It's not as much to do with the running backs. It's something. Mark Ingram's been great, but the blocking, especially from your secondary blockers, your tight ends, Fairbairn, Anthony Auclair, getting up to those linebackers, creating push on double teams. Woo, it was nice. Ethan says Sly didn't kick anything over 40 yards, so we'll see. Absolutely. And Fairbairn is kind of ass when it's over 45 yards too. He's money inside of it, but he doesn't have the boot. He doesn't have the strength. All right, Texans on top of the division. Let's go. Leading the AFC South for week 1 at least. Let's go. Hey, we in playoff contention right now. Technically. We're in that playoff seed. But let's get over to the defense. We talked about the offense. Definitely Nathan Mark Ingram played good today. Looked like younger Mark Ingram. I liked how they got... Sorry, one more thing about the offense. I liked... At first, they were using Philip Lindsay just up the middle all the time, but then they were starting to get him to the edge more often throughout the game. On his touchdown, he was motioning out from being in the slot, I believe, and then got that little jet sweep for the touchdown. Just use his speed, man. Mark Ingram is that thunder up the middle, up the gut for sure. Then use Philip Lindsay to the outside, man. They can complement each other very well. And then shout out to David Johnson. Caught his touchdown pass. Great schemed up call there by Tim Kelly on the pick route. So I think we saw flashes of how this running back committee can be used. I would rather have Scotty Phillips play over Rex Burkhead, but hopefully that'll happen later in the year. So there's a 3-back scheme. There you go, Jabraylon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They each have their roles. They each have their strengths and their weaknesses. And I thought Tim Kelly did a pretty damn good job of playing them to their strengths. Colts look bad as well. Titans got shit on by the Cardinals. Colts lost to the Seahawks. Yeah, man. You never know. Anything's possible in the NFL, man. The NFL is so hard to predict. So hard to predict. All right, let's get to the defensive side of the ball. And this was a really fun one, man, because it was great to crush, Jags fans' hopes. And at least their early hopes on Trevor Lawrence. And, rookie quarterback. Of course, he's going to struggle. Of course, give him time. I'm not saying he's a bust or anything. But, god damn, he looked like a rookie quarterback today. And that's because of Lovie Smith's defense. And it started with the defensive line getting pressure. And Trevor Lawrence did not look comfortable under pressure whatsoever. In college, one thing I noticed is that he struggles when he's forced to speed himself up. He's not as accurate, doesn't make as good of decisions, and that's pretty much with every quarterback. But it was especially apparent today. He just never looked settled in, and he was scrambling a bit earlier than he needed to, and when he did scramble, errant passes all over the place. He was missing high so much. And the Texans just took advantage, man. They just took pure advantage. They talked about Lovie Smith and his impact coaching the defense and the impact that zone defense can have on a team, because zone defense, all your eyes on the quarterback, it's easier for you to make a play on the ball for sure. We saw that with Justin Reed's pick on the overthrow. We saw that with Vernon Hargreaves. Shout out to Hargreaves with the interception. I know I trash on him a lot, and I still don't want him playing, but hey, you have to praise him when he makes a good play. Beautiful play there, using cover 3. Read the corner route coming his way. Beautiful. Textbook. It's textbook right there, man. So shout out to Lovie Smith, coaching this defense up. I will admit, I wasn't a fan of the hire, but he's changing my mind, man. He's changing my mind. Definitely growing on me. I have not heard any injury news on Hargreaves, on Vincent Taylor. I have been off Twitter as soon as I got on this stream. So I don't know. Hargreaves should have had 2 picks. They kept throwing just kind of bad balls. Trevor Lawrence was just inaccurate a lot of the time. And so they had a lot of drops, but he just also wasn't making their jobs easier for them. Like, he wasn't leading the ball out in front so the wide receivers can run and after the catch. They always had to make these adjustments behind them. And that was a lot of the reason for the drops. So Trevor Lawrence looked rattled. He looked rattled. Was worried when Taylor got hit dirty. Hey, the O-line going to back him up. I expected the score to be much lower. Don't expect the Texans to put up that many points. It's a great start for the season. Me too, man. Me too. I thought it was going to be like a 17-14 win for the Texans. I was not expecting 37 damn points hung on their head. And it was like 27 and a half too. It was 27 and a half too. And then the second half, they get a little bit more conservative, of course. Run the ball, kill the clock. But, man, was not expecting that. Who else stood out on the defense? I thought that the defensive tackles did a very good job. Vincent Taylor, Ross Blacklock, and Malik Collins of just being better athletes than the Jags offensive line. And they were just tenacious in their pursuit in the run defense and getting after the quarterback. Blacklock had 2 pressures, 2 near sacks. The first one, he just missed Trevor Lawrence's legs, and the second one, he wrapped him up, and Lawrence just got rid of the ball too soon. But shout out to Blacklock, man. He made plays. Best game as a Texan for sure. He might have been my defensive MVP. Maybe him. Who else? Probably Blacklock or Jay Reed. Probably Blacklock or Jay Reed would be my defensive player of the game. Who do y'all think was the defensive player of the game? Last first overall pick, quarterback to win opening game was Dave motherfucking Carr. Whew. Roy Lopez also looked like he belonged in the NFL. Yeah, man, he did for sure. I thought he was just bringing his normal activity level, that energy. He was solid. He's not going to play too much, but they were really rotating that defense, man. They were really rotating those guys, keeping everyone fresh. And we didn't really get to finish it with too many sacks, but I thought the pressure was very solid. Reed, okay, y'all going Reed. Yeah, he got the pick. On the touchdown that he gave up, there's really not much he can do about that. That's just a cover 2 beater. He was going to get beat either way, whichever route he chose. And so I thought he played a pretty solid game. But for me, it's black clock. His pressures, him just holding his own in the run game, solid. And I'll come back to those picks after I get the all-22, rewatch the game, and we'll see what goes on. But what else stood out for the defense? We talked about the defensive line, getting after the quarterback. Charles Omenihu, who had so many pressures, man. So many times he beat the tackle, and he was just a few steps away, a few split seconds away from getting to the quarterback. I really thought he was going to get a sack. But yeah, Omenihu drawing 2 holds. There you go. Jacob Martin drew a holding, and he drew a, what is it called? Legal formation. Something about the legal formations out of the Jaguars. They mentioned on the broadcast is that the tackles weren't, they were set farther back from the line. So they were a few steps farther from the line of scrimmage than they were supposed to be. And the reason that teams do that is because they want to give their tackles a advantage to get depth on their kick step, to get farther downfield versus speed rushes. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about them getting beat from the outside versus speed rushes. And so I noticed one of the illegal formations is when the Texans brought Jacob Martin onto the field, and Juwan Taylor got called for it. So he was worried about that speed. Very interesting to me. Merck got a sack. Kirksey looking slow. Why was Grenard? Grenard was injured. He's had a lingering injury through training camp. Jags had those tackles so deep, Ethan. So deep. They were scared of the speed. Jordan Jenkins was not great today. I expected better from him. He hasn't looked like the same guy that he was with the Jets the last few years, unfortunately. Merciless surprised me. Hey, okay, don't let the one sack fool y'all. Box score, sure, it looks good. He got the sack. But the rest of the game, MIA. Not a single pressure, not a single, didn't do anything in the run game. And that sack, it only happened because Trevor Lawrence backed up 10 yards in the pocket. He took a massively deep drop because they're trying to set up a deep pass. A massively deep drop, and so Merciless can just run upfield. And the tackle is supposed to let you go if you're going that deep, because you're not supposed to get to the quarterback. Quarterback's supposed to be able to step up in the pocket and not be that deep in the pocket. But because he was that deep, Merck was able to get to him and chase him down. So good job for chasing him down, but I don't think that's going to be something that's going to be a consistent thing over the entire season. Merck getting sacks? No. His rush moves are absolutely ineffective. Jody says, I'm worried about our zone against a good quarterback. Yeah, there were moments that Lawrence was getting in rhythm and attacking the weak spots in the zone. The linebackers that we play a lot, Kirksey and Cunningham, they're not coverage guys, right? And so I think we need to get different personnel in there. And we have some guys on the team. Kevin Pierre-Louis and Joe Thomas, I think, could be those guys potentially. But they're just not going to play as much. And so I think that's always going to be a weakness all throughout the year. But as long as the Texans can do better about bending but not breaking, that's what's really going to be something I'm looking forward to throughout the rest of the season. Because they gave up 3 touchdowns. Every time that the Jags made it into the red zone, except for maybe one where they threw a pick, they got a touchdown. So that red zone defense needs to be better. If that red zone defense can be better, this can be like a top 15 unit, I think. Top 15 defense if the red zone defense improves. Because you're getting the turnovers. That's already such a big part of it. You got to improve the red zone defense. And bend but don't break. That pick by Kirksey was clutch. Man, it for sure was, because it definitely stopped any sense of a comeback. And Trevor Lawrence just gifted that one to him. Just gift wrapped him to him. Jordan, how do you think I played? Davis Mills, apparently you had an interception. It said in the box score you got an interception. So good for you, man. Good for you. Everyone's just picking off Trevor Lawrence today, apparently. That last touchdown don't count. That was garbage time. Yeah, I agree, Adrian. I agree. I agree. But the two other times they got in the red zone, they scored too. Little Jesus says, Texans thoughts. Seeing today's performance, how many games do you see us winning realistically? Today's game don't really change much for me because I thought the Texans were going to beat the Jags. I was pretty confident in that. I didn't think it would be as dominating as they did, but I think this is going to be, 3, 4, 5 win team. Probably 4 or 5. That would be my best guess. That would be my best honest guess. No bias. 3, 4, or 5 wins. And I think it's going to be 4 or 5 wins, but most of the games, except for the playoff contenders, most of the games are going to be very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. Come down to one score. Come down to the fourth quarter. And we're going to be the best damn 4-win team in NFL history. We're going to be the best damn 4-win team in NFL history. Yeah, Ethan, we started off third downs pretty good. We were 8 for 12. I remember in the first, I think it was in the third quarter, we were 8 for 12 on third downs. And then we started to not hit them. And one thing, like you said, that I would want them to work on is just being a little bit more aggressive. A little bit more aggressive on those fourth downs. We punted a 4th and 3. We punted a 4th and 2. We punted a 4th and inches. And they were all around midfield. All around midfield. And I get wanting to trust your defense versus a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, but with Mark Ingram, man, you know that you can just get that 1 or 2 yards. And especially with how Tim Kelly was also scheming up the short passing game with the screen, with the picks, with the rub routes, I just thought that they were going to be able. I felt a little bit more confident in their ability to pick up those short yardage than I guess they did. But maybe that's something they'll work on throughout the season. And maybe against better offenses, they'll actually go for that. We will see. We will see. We will see. Alrighty. We're the best team in the AFC South. We on top of the AFC South. Let's go. Dan the man with the $1.79 in pounds? Is that pounds? My Canadian ass don't know. He says Taylor over Watson. Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. And he says Reed will be class with King. Peace, Colts. Peace. I'm so excited for the next game, y'all. I'm so excited for the next game. Thank you, Dan, for the $1.79. Taylor over Watson, man. Look. No one is gonna seriously sit here and be like, oh, he's a better quarterback, right? But he does not have 22 sexual allegations against him. No, he don't. And he's doing what this team has asked of him. He's doing his best damn job, man. And I'm really happy for Tyrod Taylor. Because he's gotten kind of the reputation that, he's the spot starter guy. He's probably never going to be anything great, game manager. But he showed that he can do a little bit more than just manage the game. He did that well today, but he was making plays with his legs, extending the play, and beating up on a bad Jags defense. So I'm very happy for him. And I'm happy that he's our quarterback, man. I'm very happy. I'll take consistent pressure over sacks. Yeah, who was saying it before? Bryce Seppi? I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize. But I want more sacks. I want more sacks too, of course. And I think they'll get better at finishing, hopefully, if they play Jacob Martin more. Because he had some close sacks as well. And some good pressure. But yeah, pressure is always great. Especially versus a rookie quarterback, man. It's just going to mess with their head. For once, they're leading the division. Yes, Sarah Quinn. Paul, what's up to Paul Hamlin? Shout out to him. Working hard with Texans Unfiltered. We got Cleveland next. Tyrod Taylor revenge game. Ooh, Tyrod Taylor rubbing his hands. Doing the Birdman hand rub. Ooh. Cleveland's going to be a great test. For all the they played the Jags people, which is somewhat of a fair excuse as I've been trying to say. It holds some weight, not all the weight, but the Browns are going to be one of the best possible tests for this team. They are going to be one of the probably 3 best teams that the Texans are going to play all year. So How we shape up versus them, that will really tell you everything about this next season. Because they are Super Bowl contenders, in my opinion. Lonnie was hurt. Yeah, Lonnie has an injury, unfortunately. I forget, is it a quad or is it a hamstring? I don't remember. But that's why he was inactive today. Taylor's better than Tannehill. Ooh, I like the hot take, Nosh. Where does Taylor rank? Where does Tyrod Taylor rank in terms of the AFC South quarterbacks? You got Tyrod for the Texans, Trevor Trashcan Lawrence for the Jags, Ryan Tannehill for the Titans, and Carson Wentz for the Colts. 1 to 4. 1 to 4. Where is Tyrod? 1, 2, 3, or 4? I got my answer. I'm waiting for y'all. 22 allegations automatically puts Tyrod over Watson. Yeah, man. He might not be a better football player, but he's a better human being. And at the end of the day, man. Ronnie Harrison got ejected for shoving a coach. God damn. Trevor Lawrence went for 3 interceptions. Ooh, he'll bounce back, I'm sure, eventually. But that's that Lovie Smith defense, man. All right, what's y'all got for Tyrod Taylor? 1, 1, 1. Damn, y'all all hitting them with the ones. Best quarterback in the division, Tyrod Taylor. Ooh. Tannehill looked bad without Henry racking up the yards. I gotta watch how he looked today, man. Because I think, to be honest, I think Tannehill's better, but I will give Tyrod number 2. But I gotta watch how Tannehill did. If he really was that bad today, that can change my mind for sure. I think it's like a 1A, 1B type of thing. Browns playing against Chiefs. We might lose next week. Oh, Browns playing good against the Chiefs, sorry. Browns are right up there with the Chiefs, in my opinion. They're a slight step down, but they're basically right in that same tier, man. Oh, Davis Mills that one. Oh, well, y'all are right. And you know who's even above that? You know what? Actually, I'm wrong. Tyrod Taylor's at 3. Davis Mills is at 2. And Jeff Driscoll is at number 1, baby. Come on. Best Texans quarterback in history. Man. Nathan says, I like Britt already. We need someone who push us around. That's the thing about the trenches, man. It's all a mentality thing. Man. You gotta be strong. You gotta be physical. Sinai says, and after the Jags, we tank. Let's take our 2 dubs versus the Jags, and then we tank. Nah, I don't like intentional tanking. I think it's a bad mindset. And the football gods are gonna fuck you over. Little boy P says Tannehill was sacked 3 times today. Texans O-line is better. Ooh. Who did the Titans play? Cardinals. Oh my goodness. Chandler Jones had 5 sacks. You love to see it. You love to see the tits get beat. You love to see it. Okay, no, I'm about to answer your question. Let me think of any more thoughts I have on our defense. Let me bring my laptop. Because I wrote down some shit I wanted to say. And I forgot to bring it up. If it lets me log in. Defense, I talked about that. I want to talk about Zach Cunningham. Because Zach Cunningham, I was kind of on his ass after the first half. He was taking bad angles. He was getting beaten coverage. He's letting guys behind him too easily. And I was like, damn. We getting last year's Zach Cunningham again. We getting start slow Zach Cunningham again. And I needed him to bounce back. In the second half, he bounced back. He did a lot better. He kept guys in front of him better. He made tackles in coverage, stopping guys as soon as they got the ball. Like limiting yak. That was big. And then he made a few more plays in the run game. Took better angles, was more patient, more secure tackler. So I thought Zach, the arrow was pointing up for him. And we need him, man. We need him to be better than he is. Because he's got so much potential. He just needs it to click. So hopefully he can continue to improve this season. All right, so let's talk about Nosha's question. Nosha, he says, how do you think this defense is going to fare against Baker freaking Mayfield? Next week, got the Browns. Honestly, I'm not too optimistic about it. The Browns have a elite offensive line. Elite running game, and I think that's going to make it easier for Baker to win off of play action. I think we can force him into an interception. But I don't think we're going to have him under pressure as much as we had Trevor Lawrence under pressure, because their offensive line is so good. So, but I would love to be wrong. I've been proven wrong a whole lot of times this offseason, so I would love to be proven wrong. Texans defense did well today. I think they have a chance. Considering what happened with the Cowboys versus Buccaneers, I think it's going to be close. Browns are beating the Chiefs 15-3. The Browns are good, y'all. The Browns are good. These are not the Browns of years past, man. So, I'm just trying to be realistic with y'all. Never going to sugarcoat things. Not too confident in that matchup. Russell Wilson barely got sacked. That's a surprise. Jedrick Wills out with an injury. He may not play next weekend. So that's huge, Jabraylon. That's huge. Good intel on that. Jedrick Wills is their stud tackle. And so if you can get Charles Omenihu up against whoever's backing that guy up, backing Wills up, that could be your X factor right there. Oh, Quinn's a Chiefs fan? We got a Chiefs fan in the building? Quinn, are you not a Texans fan? Also, I'm trying to see your freaking... I thought your profile picture was from a different game. Never mind. I thought it was from... Oh, what game is that called? Oh, that's annoying me. Never mind. Finally, Mahomes scored. All right. I'm a Texans fan, of course, but like, damn, that is quite the combination, Quinn. You really got the Texans and then the Chiefs. Like, goddamn. You got some good from both, some bad from both. That's nice. Sorry, y'all. Just checking Twitter. Just checking any of the injuries. Let me scroll through. Give y'all updates on what's going on. Injury-wise, post-game press conference-wise, if you're not following it on Twitter. It's a great way to follow with the news, man. Let's see what's going on. There's no post-game quotes? What's going on? I'm trying to read David Culley, be all happy. Okay, there you go. Tyrod Taylor, good to get a win. Wasn't a perfect game by any means. Something to build off. We need to continue. I like that mentality, Tyrod. I like that mentality because you look at his stats. I mean, why is this a horrible box score? You look at his stats. Why is this box score so bad? ESPN. He's right. He didn't play a perfect game, but he played damn good. 21 for 33 for 291, 8.8 a pop, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's the main number that we're going to be watching all year. Main number, 0 interceptions. And so I thought he played a good game. Not a perfect game like he says, but I like that he wants to get better. There's a dog, straight beast. He's a talent and athleticism. Yes, sir, man. I love that they love Farrell because he plays such an underrated role in that offense with all the blocking that he does, man. This is Philip Lindsay's aunt, I believe. Yeah, man. Fuck the Jags. Fuck the Titans. Fuck the Colts. Texans get the dub, baby. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh, man. Cooks is so underrated. Guy doesn't get enough credit. He made some big plays today, man. He made some big plays. And I think today we saw the formula for him having a great game. It needs to be up against these teams that are weak in the secondary, and especially with the safeties. Him getting behind safeties, making plays when Tyrod can scramble out, and just always trying to work to be open. That was what was huge for him today. That was where 80% of his production came, was on those 2 big catches. Dan says at least your mic is working today. Hey, man, it's rough. Because I never change anything, and sometimes it's perfect, and sometimes it just don't work, and it takes 3 streams for me to get it to work. Cobb didn't do it. Cobb walked so Danny Amendola could run, y'all. He walked so Danny Amendola could run. We finally signed a reliable, dependable slot wide receiver who can get open, and we signed him for the right amount of money. All right, Bill O'Brien would have handed Danny Amendola a 17-year contract with $1 billion in guarantees and his name on the Houston Texans Energy Stadium, man. That's what he would have given Danny Amendola. Whew. God damn. But Nick got him for that min. 2.5 mil, something like that. So you'll take it, man. You'll definitely take it. Jameis Winston is killing the Green Bay. Let's go. That's why you draft Jameis Winston in fantasy, y'all. That's why you draft him in fantasy in round 15. Let's go. I have Mark Ingram on fantasy and got 14.5 points. Ooh, that's good, Quinn. That is good shit. Their running game last year was trash, not gonna lie. The Ravens. Or you mean the Texans? Man. I still got that little adrenaline rush after the dub. It's been so long since feeling good after a dub, man. So happy the Texans football is back. So happy to share that with y'all. And I'm so excited for next week. I hate how they kept talking about Deshaun during the game. It's going to be all year long. Texans, Quinn says, yeah, it was not great last year, but that's what coaching can make such a big difference. Such a big difference. Going from Mike Devlin, just straight doo-doo and trash of offensive line coaches, to James Campen, someone's established himself, someone who's a veteran, who has proven success, gets this offensive line to work together well. I doubted his moves, moving Titus to left guard. And I can't remember the last time he smiled. Aw, Dan. Much love, Dan. But James Campen really did some good work with this offensive line, man. Some good work. The most impressive part was getting that right tackle position figured out. Charlie Heck in the COVID protocol. Marcus Cannon coming off an injury. And then Jerron Christian never looked good in preseason, but he looked solid today. So shout out to the coaching there. David Culley, Barmy Army. Watson's still technically on the team, but he isn't playing focus on the motherfucking quarterback that's playing and scoring touchdowns, not the dude who's being accused of sexual assault. Yeah, man. Deshaun Watson, I haven't tweeted his name in like a minute. In a long time. It's just not worth the headache. It's not worth spending time and focusing on him, especially when you've got so many other damn players on this team who want to play for this team, who are putting in the work for this team, and who are proud to be a Texan. So, why talk about Deshaun? Why give him any more acknowledgement than he needs? He doesn't need anymore. He made his bed. He can sleep in it. Where's the Cal Turtle now that we won? I don't know. I don't know how to do it on OBS, to be honest. I don't know how to play videos that easily. But I do need to bring that shit back. I do need to get Cal McNair to call back into the stream. We always have great chats with Cal. Always have great chats. All right. I'm probably going to wrap up the stream here. Where are we at? We're 48 minutes. Sounds good. ECB is keeping quiet for now. Yeah, man. Thank God ECB is being quiet for now. We'll never know. We'll really never truly know what he is responsible for. He's always going to be in the shadows. He's always going to be someone that they deflect blame off of and say he's doing one thing. And how could we ever really know what he's truly doing? So, we'll see, man. National media looking like clowns. Let's go. Hargraves even had a decent game. Let's go. Hargraves with the pick. He got lucky on some drops. But, yes, sir. He capitalized on that pick for sure. Sean only wants money. Take 2 first picks and take Spencer Rattler. Ooh, I'm so excited for the draft, y'all. I'm so excited for the draft. I like how Trevor Lawrence was so hyped up to do well, but then lost to the damn Texans. This is supposed to be the trash can Texans, right? Not what I saw. Not what I saw today. So I'm really happy with this team, man. With this game, because I think they gave us the formula for winning more games this rest of the season. They gave us the formula. We saw it in preseason, and we saw it solidified today versus the Jags. And run the ball, play action a little bit off of it, take a few deep shots to Brandon Cooks, but mainly run the ball, set the identity and tone in the trenches. And then get your turnovers, man. Get your turnovers on defense. We're going to need multiple every single game to win. We are. We're going to need to set up our offense for better field position. Some of these turnovers, we're probably going to have to... It would be great to score on them. Get some pick sixes. Get some fumble sixes. So that's the formula. That's the new identity for this Texans team. And it's a good winning formula. Eagles' best running back I've seen since Miller. Oof, I miss Lamar Miller, man. I miss Lamar Miller. Does Jacksonville even have any good receivers? I think DJ Chark is good, but he couldn't catch anything today. He had butter smothered all over his gloves. Marvin Jones I thought was solid too. I thought they had pretty solid weapons, to be honest with you. But Trevor Lawrence couldn't hit him. He looked rattled. The 6 picks or combination of 3 top players and 3 first or second round picks, can a deal get made? There was a rumor saying that the Texans want 6 combined players or picks for Deshaun Watson. I kind of think that's bullshit based off the things I've heard. But they're not going to get that much. I think they would get maybe 5 picks, 4 picks, 4 to 5 picks. That's my guess. We was lucky Lawrence bottled it. Yeah, he was bad. Texans last good running back was Foster. I think Foster was good. I think Lamar Miller was good. We just used him horribly. I thought Carlos Hyde was decent. And Ingram's looking real damn good, man. Real good revival for him. I'm happy for him because he's one of the leaders on this team. He's kind of the heart of this team. He was leading the post-press pregame huddle. And so the guys look up to him. The guys like playing for him. And clearly the offensive line likes blocking for him. Whew. They're blocking their damn asses off. Deshaun Watson is good. Not get 6 people for him good. Not when he's assaulting 22 people on his own. No, definitely not. Nico Collins looked all right. He had his moments. It would have been a completely different view on him if that flag didn't get called. Completely different view, because he would have... That would have been the catch of the week. No doubt about it. How many picks we have next year for the 2022 draft again? So we got our first, we've got our second, we've got 2 thirds, one from ours, one from the Saints. We've got our fourth, we've got 3 6th-round picks, and I believe we have 2 7ths. Or maybe we just have 1 7th. We either have 9 or 10 picks before the Deshaun Watson trade. That's crazy to me. So that blocking was class today. It was great. I'm very interested to see how they're going to do versus Myles Garrett and the Browns. Very interested to see. And we're going to see Jadeveon Clowney try and have a revenge game. So that'll be interesting. Nick Casserole is licking his chops with all those picks, man. Nick Casserole has risen up the casserole scale from when he was first hired. I wasn't a fan of the hire because I thought that with the Patriots, so much of their decision-making was not clear because of how much Bill Belichick held power over there. And so I thought, what do we truly know that Nick Caserio has done? He's not that much of a proven guy if we know that Bill Belichick is pulling all the strings. But he's more than proven himself so far, I think. Putting this team together, putting the coaching staff together, getting everyone to look cohesive as a unit for week 1. It's looked good. Let's keep it going. And let's see how he drafts when he has some actual legit picks. Wait, is guaranteed that Watson is being traded? It's guaranteed. Quinn. I thought that 4-year contract was holding back. What? He's not going to play for the Texans. He's going to get traded. It's just a matter of when. It's literally just a matter of when. And that's going to be figured out when the sexual assault allegations get figured out. That's all we gotta wait for. That's all we really can wait for, unfortunately. Love you doing a good job with the D. Him too. I gave him his flowers earlier as well, for sure. Have you talked about the offer for Deshaun? I just did. The 6 combined players / picks. I don't think they're gonna get a player as of right now. I think maybe it's like a Maybe it's like a potential starter guy, but it's definitely not going to be like an Xavier Howard type of guy from the Dolphins. And Tua, they don't even want Tua, apparently. That's what the rumors are. So I kind of don't think a player is going to be involved in the trade. But I do think they're going to get multiple firsts and multiple seconds. I think right now we can think of 2 each, and it could potentially be 3 each if things get better and more teams get in on the bargaining. Thibodeau is so clearly the top player for me as well, man. He is as well. I need to show y'all something. Real quick. I need to show y'all something. I'm gonna put something in the chat for y'all. Boom. Boom. You know what that is? Anybody in the chat likes daily fantasy? If you want to make some money, go to Thrive Fantasy. You can download it on your phone, Google Store, App Store, whatever it is, and use my code. Use code Texans Thoughts. You know how to spell it. Use that code. You can get so many things, so many free things. Let me pull up all the shit you can get, because there's a lot, and it's hard to keep track. That's how much stuff there is. But basically, it's a daily fantasy app where you can receive a 100% deposit match on your first deposit. So you go sign up for the app, Thrive Fantasy. You put in, say, $100. Thrive is going to match your $100 and make it $200. So it's free money right there. They're going to match 100% of your deposit up to $100. You will also, if you deposit $10, you receive a free ticket to their entry for their NFL Week 1 100K contest. So that one ticket potentially wins you $100,000. That's crazy. If you deposit $20, you receive 2 of those tickets. So there's a lot that Thrive is offering the Texans Thoughts fans. Use my code and get some free money, man. Get some free money. Place some fantasy props, some bets, and go get yourself some money. I love making y'all money just as much as I love making money. Alrighty. Hashtag ad. There you go, Emilio. Appreciate everyone for still watching. But yeah, you gotta pay the bills somehow. Nathan says, who's going to trade for Deshaun anyway? 22 hours. The trade's happening after the allegations. After the shit gets settled. After we figure out how long he's going to be suspended. Then talks will heat up a little bit more. Jay says, Cully allowed his coordinators to call a great game. Wish OB could have done that. Ooh. The upgrade in the coaching from Billy O to David Cully, man. And Lovie Smith and Tim Kelly. We're seeing it early. We're seeing flashes of it. And I kind of forgot that Cully was a rookie head coach. Was he perfect today? No. Do I expect him to ever be perfect? No. Do I expect him to be a long-term guy to lead us to a Super Bowl? No. But he put this team together. Most roster turnover in the league. And he has them playing hard. They wanted this game more than the Jaguars did today. They really did. They fought harder. They played harder in the trenches. And they were the better team. Better coached, better executed, everything. And so much of that has to fall on the head coach. A lot of that has to fall on the head coach for the first game, man. Very impressed by him. All right, y'all. That's going to do it for me as my voice dies. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow your boy on Instagram, Twitter. I'm getting back into Instagram. Shout out to my boy Mark for handling the Instagram today. He's got some good stuff for y'all. So check out the Instagram. I'll be posting more stuff there. I'll have a video out for y'all later in the week, breaking down the game, breaking down how we won, things I'm looking forward to, things I think we can work on. And yeah. So subscribe if you haven't, put on that notification bell. And take care, y'all. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you soon. Peace.